I know you answered this in burning questions of the day from the Orange and Brown report. Do you think the Browns overpaid for Jerry Jeudy with contract extension they gave him?
I don't think I think on the surface it looks like it, right? But when you kind of dig into this a little bit more, you feel a little bit better about it. So the first contract I would point to would be Calvin Ridley, who was on the free agent market, similar production for most of his career. Not nothing crazy. I think he went over 1,000 yards by 16 yards this year. He got 23 million per year. According to Brad Spielberger, PFF, he says that this contract is going to look around 17 million probably when all said and done. The $13 million, it gets kind of tricky. The $13 million on his fifth-year option was folded into this deal to make what really is $28 million guaranteed look like 41 when you get agent speak, right? So it's not quite as crazy as you think. I liked the idea of him playing on a contract year a little bit, Dave, like a prove it year. I think there is something to that. Like you always see guys' best production in a contract year. So that I didn't kind of like, but I see where and why Andrew Berry would want to do this. Um, you don't see good wide receivers make the free agency. You just don't see it very often. And when you have a guy that you want, and if you feel like you can get ahead of the market, then you do it. And that's what Andrew Berry is virtually doing here. Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, all going to sign mega deals. The top of the market is going to go above $30 million. If you have a wide receiver two that can get you 900 yards, signed at or even 1,000 yards or more. If you get him at $17 million a year, that's going to look like a steal for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Keep in mind when Andrew Berry traded for, this is kind of why I'm okay with it. When he traded for Amari Cooper, everybody was like, $20 million a year that's a terrible contract, until you looked at what happened in free agency when they went up. And the other thing is if you let him play and he has a big year, he does what you think he can do, all of a sudden it's another probably 5, 6, 8 million a year that you're going to have, and you want to lock him up. He's 24. You don't want it to be a 2-year deal. He's through 20. I think it's 2027 right now. I think it extends. Yeah. So it's 24, 25, 26, 27. If he does if you were right with your judgment of him as a player, you got a pretty good bargain.
Yeah, absolutely right. And there's an out, there's an out after the 26th season, probably in the contract with only 28 million on it after this year. So it's kind of directly tied to Deshaun Watson, right? It's like kind of saying like, we like what he does, we like what he brings, we think he's going to be good in this offense. Let's tie him to Deshaun's contract and let's see how this works out. So I agree with you. If he goes crazy this year and has or even just has a 1,000-yard season, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's never had 1,000-yard season. Well, he had 972 and 6 touchdowns, Dave. Let's not
right.
be crazy here. It's basically a 1,000-yard season 2 years ago. So I do think he has produced more than people are giving him credit for.